What's up, Mr. G here, and this video is going to be for the Gmetrix Autocad test practice number 2. So I've logged into Gmetrix already. I'm going to go up here to the top left to start new test. And I'm going to click Autodesk, Autocad, and I'm looking for ACU Autocad test number 2. I'm going to do training mode. Training mode gives me hints, and it's not timed. If you go to testing mode, that's going to not allow you to use hints, and it's also timed. So we're just trying to get better at this, so I'm going to go to training mode. In case I get stuck, I can use hints or anything I need like that. It might ask you this right here. Just hit Open Gmetrix. Okay, so that's downloading the files there. Looks like it's done. I'll hit OK. Loading the test. I wonder if I can close this in the background. Yeah, okay. Close that in the background. I'm just going to put this over to one side and this over to the other side. So I've got question 1 of 30. It gives you a timer up here, but the timer doesn't matter. It goes on forever. I can hit this little button down here. Looks like a light bulb, and it'll give me hints on how to do the question. If I get stuck, I want to try and do it without using that as much as possible. So up here, it says data files, C, users, yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to hit this little folder on the bottom and just follow that file path. Let me make this a little smaller so we can see. All right, so C drive is going to be the same thing as like this PC on the left, or you can look for local disk C right here. Users, might be different than mine, so just follow whatever it says up there. So I double click users. I'm going to go to Gamillum, Documents, Gmetrix templates, and empty floor plan will be here. Double click on that. And I'm just going to minimize this because I'm probably going to have to open up other questions along the way. So I should have something that looks like that. Okay, it says how many objects are within the desk layer. Within the desk layer. So I could go up here to layers and look at all of these layers that drop down. This is me just thinking about it. Okay, so desk I can see is clearly green. One thing you should probably always have up for this practice test is the properties panel. If you just type in the word without being in any command, if you just type in properties, it'll give you this panel. It's kind of large, but it gives you the properties of whatever you have selected. So if I click on this object, it'll say that it's on the desk layer. If I click on this object, it's going to say it's on the doors layer. So that's one way of determining it. I'm thinking all of these green things are on the desk layer. So 1, 2, 3, 4 items, as it says up here, all 4 are on the desk layer. But there could be other things on that layer that are just shown under a different color. So I'm going to do another way here. Actually, let's see what this says. Yes, this is what I was going to do. So another way to do that is, let's say you have like 1,000,000 of these little rooms all pasted around and you wanted to quickly see what's on or how many things are on one layer. You could type in the word quick select or Q select and then say what you want to select. So I want to select anything that's on the layer. So I'm going to change this to layer. Anything that's on the layer equals, what was it? Desk. So this is going to select anything that's layer equals the desk layer. I hit OK, and it turns out it was 4, so the answer should be 4. If I get a check mark, that means it's good, so I'm going to hit continue. But the reason why I say, oh man, look at all that. There's some constraints or something. The reason I say use the Q select tool is because if there's a bunch of these things like this pasted all around, I don't know what in the world that stuff is, but if there's a bunch of these things pasted around, you don't want to have to like 1, 2, 3, 4 click, go to the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4 click, and all that stuff. So that's why you should use Q select. So I'm going to close that one. Open a new floor plan. So I'm going to go back to my folder, open up new floor plan. I'll try and keep these open. I'm just going to open up empty floor plan and new floor plan, and I can just flip back and forth. So question number 2, open new floor plan.dwg, which I've already opened. Okay, this says activate the offset named view. So it wants me to zoom into a certain section here, and rather than looking for this rug, just like randomly. So this is a couch, rug, TV stand, TV, and that black represents a wall. Rather than just trying to look for it, I go to the View tab. I'm going to make this big for a second. The View tab up here has a bunch of saved views that they've created for us. So I just have to find the one that it says. If you go to the View tab and you don't see this little unsaved view drop down, you need to right click in the ribbon up here and go to Show Panels, I think, and it'll be called Named Views if you're in this version. If you're in 2019, it might be called something else, but it's in the same thing. Show Panels, I think it might be called View or something. Anyway, so I'm going to go back. Let me put this back on this side. So anyway, View. So it says Activate the Offset Named View. So that's what I'm looking for in this drop-down menu right here is the one that's called Offset. Can I make this bigger? Yeah, Offset. So that'll zoom me right into the section that I'm supposed to be in. Okay, it says offset the outside edge of the table by 0.05 to match the image above. So it's talking about this little offset, and it looks like it's offset out. What is the area of the newly created offset? So we've used offset a lot. Just type in the word offset, or you could go to home, and it's right here. Type in the distance, 0.05. Click on the object. You want to make sure you get the circle somehow. You might have to zoom in like that. Move your mouse out, not in. That way the image matches. It wants to know the area of that. So if you just select it, over here in the Properties panel, there should be an area calculation. So you just type that in, 2.72. Pay attention to these little hashtags or pound signs, whatever they're called here. 2.72 would be the answer because that 4 would not increase that to 3. We don't want to put extra numbers where it doesn't require them. Hit the next. Got a good check on that one, so we're good. Back to empty floor plan. Okay. It says draw a hexagon inscribed within the existing circle. So these circles are, we've only got one circle. So I'm going to zoom into this circle, and we got to use the Polygon tool. It's right underneath rectangle, polygon. Now it says enter number of sides. You just follow what your mouse says. So number of sides on a hexagon is 6. Specify the center of the polygon. I'm going to hover over here for a second. As long as you have center object snap on, you should be able to center or snap into the center there. And then this word right here, inscribed, means that the polygon needs to exist fully within the circle. So I'm going to choose inscribed. See, this is giving me an option right here. So I'm just going to click inscribed. And then I just move my mouse straight up so that my polygon matches the one on the example there. And then it says, what is the area of the hexagon? To find area, you can just click on a polygon, or in this case, it's considered a polyline, and find the area, which is here. 4943.99 square inches. Hit next. We got a check. We're good to go. Back to new floor plan. Still got my table there. I think I'm just going to leave it like that for now. It's fine. Activate the table named view. So I'm going to go to view, and from this unsaved view drop down, go to the one that's called table, and it gives me this. It says use the grip to stretch to the right, stretch the right of the table 2 units to the right. Okay? So what is the distance between point 1 and point 2? So if you select an object, these blue things are called grips, and you can just click on them and move them and I'm not holding the button down or anything, the mouse button, I'm just clicking and letting go. Here's the trick for this one. There are different grips on this right hand side. If you just click on the top one, it's only gonna, and you go to the right to enter, it's only gonna move that top one. So what you want to do is click on this middle one, move your mouse to the left, and type 2. And it should look like that. Also, if you notice, I do distance from here to here. The existing box is like 1.59 something. So when I do the top and I made it 2, it's making the whole length of the top of the rectangle 2. It's not stretching it out 2. It's just only making that top line 2. Whereas if I do it right here, it's increasing it by 2. If you can notice, like the graphic that it's showing, the green line right there, it's saying you're making a stretch from this midpoint this way. Probably want to have ortho on or something like that so that it's straight, and I'm increasing it by 2. And you notice this box looks like this box. What is the distance between point 1 and point 2? I find the best way to do that is just go up here to Utilities, Measure Distance, or type DI enter, and just go 1 to 2, and it's 3.6892. So 3.6892. I'm just going to write that in here, 3.6892. But I only want 2 decimal places. But since this is a 9 right here, that should increase this to 6 or 3.69. Next mark, and we got a green check. All right. New floor plan. Open the new bedroom named view. So I'm going to go to View, New Bedroom. Okay. Insert the 2 beds named. Insert the 2 beds block named yada yada yada. Snap the creation point to the bottom left corner there. Okay. What is the distance from corner 1 to corner 2? So blocks. Look for the block block panel up here in the top. We're still in the Home tab. Block. So this file probably has a bunch of pre-made blocks in it already. That's how they're making these beds and closets and all that stuff. So you just go to Block, Insert, and I'm looking for the one that says A $ something. It should look like 2 beds. There it is right there. A $ C60 yada yada. So I click there, and the point that I'm on needs to snap to the wall, so it's just a matter of finding the block and putting it in that bottom left corner of the room, like that. And then it says, what is the distance from corner 1 to corner 2? So DI, enter, make sure I get in the corner right here, and I'm going to go to the top right corner up here, and it looks like, I'm going to click, maybe I shouldn't have clicked, let's do that again, DI, enter, go there to there. All right, 3.3717. 3.3717. Take 2 decimal places off. That's a 1, so that shouldn't get rounded up. It's 3.37. Next. Green check. Good to go. Back to empty floor plan. Zooming out a bit here. Activate the copy desk named view. So again, view, copy desk. I think it's going to be just right here though, not a big deal. Copy the desk into the room below. Copy the desk into the room below. Probably into this room right here, because this one's already got a desk, this one's already got a desk. Looks like I just need to copy this down. Snap the top right corner of the desk to the top right corner of the room, and then what is the distance between 1 and 2? So this is the important part right here. Snap the top right corner of the desk, which is this, to the top right corner of the room. So select the desk, type in the word copy, and I'll click on the top right corner here so that I can place it on the top right corner there of this room. And then I'm going to measure the value or the distance from corner to corner. DI enter, just make sure you're looking at the right place. This point to this point, 175.16. Beautiful. Back to new floor plan. Activate the bathroom named view. Going over here. Scale the length of the toilet to 0.75 using midpoint 1 as the base point. Okay, there's a couple different ways we could do this. I'm going to try one way and see what happens. It might not be right, so let's see. I'm going to type in the word scale. I'm going to select the object, enter. I'm going to click this point right here because that's going to be the midpoint that it told me to click for the base point. And then I'm going to just type 0.75. It should make my toilet 0.75 the size of what it is right now. Then it says, what is the distance between the center drain on the toilet and the center of the drain on the sink? So this is kind of hard to see because it's blue here. This would be the sink right here. This looks like a shower or something, so I think I'm trying to find the distance from here to here. So DI enter, center of the sink or toilet to the center of the drain there. I think the key word here is drain, so 1.0320 or 1.032. 1.032. Let's check that and see how we did. Okay, that was how we do it. So the tricky part was with that one was just doing the measurement from drain to drain. New floor plan, activate the table named view. So going to table, what number are we on? 8. Table named view. Okay, so now what I've done is I've gotten to a question where I've already done something to change what this looks like. So what I'm going to do is close this floor plan. When it asks me to save the changes, I'm going to hit no. And then I'm just going to reopen it back up, new floor plan, and go to that named view again. What was it? Table. That way it's back to its original form. Okay. Use the table shape to create a rectangular array with 2 rows and 3 columns. Accept all other defaults. What is the distance from 1 to 2? So we've got to use the array tool. So I'm going to select this object first. Array tool should be here. Yours might say or look different. We want rectangular array, which is the one on top. What it does by default is it makes 4 columns and 3 rows for me. Yours could be different. So I want 2 rows and 3 columns. So I'm just changing those 2 values there, and now my picture looks like this. Notice how close these top tables are to the wall. I'm just trying to look graphically if it looks the same. Hit enter because everything else is supposed to be default, and check the distance from 1 to 2, 6.7080. So looks like 6.71. And that's a check. New floor plan, activate extended lines. So I'm going to view here, extended lines. Trim and extend the existing lines to match the image above. What is the distance between the midpoints of the new lines? So this one's pretty tricky because it's just got these lines floating out here that you have to trim and extend. I would probably do EX, enter, that's extend, because extend works the same way as trim. They're actually the same tool, and depending on which one you're in, that's what it, I don't know how to explain this. I'm going to just type extend and hit enter twice, and now I'm extending lines. So I need to extend this line not only once, but twice, so I'm clicking it twice, then I'm going to go to this one, hit enter, or click there, and then click there, so that line gets extended all the way through to there. Now I need to trim the line, so within the same command I can hold shift and then click the line and it will trim. You can do that in 2 separate steps, but that's the easiest way to do it. And then it wants to know what the distance is from the midpoint to midpoint, so DI enter, midpoint to midpoint, 2.43, looks like 2.44, I need to round that, 2.44. Still in new floor plan, the mirror named view. So I'm going to go to view, mirror, takes me over here. It says create the second chair shown by mirroring the first chair across the center of the table. So I need to take this chair and mirror it so that it exists on the other side. What is the distance between the insertion points of the 2 chairs? So this one's got a lot of difficult stuff in it. First one is mirror. Select the object. And I'm going to find a mirror up here. Then I want to find the center of this circle. You could also probably use quadrant if you want, but I have to make a mirror line. So I'm going to start at the center, and my mirror line should be a straight vertical line going up. If your line's crooked, your distance is going to be off whenever you type it in. So make sure it's straight for your mirror line. Click again. It'll say erase source objects, and I'm going to hit no. So the tricky part about this is it says what is the distance between the insertion points of the 2 chairs. So an insertion point is Whenever you insert something, like let me find this chair. Is this the chair? And then it just got colored? Might be the case. Let's see here. I think this is the chair. Yeah, and then it just got hatched. So where my mouse is right now is the insertion point. Okay? Notice how it's not like actually on the chair anywhere. It's actually the space in between, like, well, I guess it is on the chair, but it's not in the center. It's just wherever the insertion point is, which happens to be here. There's an object snap for that called insertion. Okay, we have never used it. When I do a line, let's see, actually the thing looks like that. It looks like two green boxes. It also happens to be on the midpoint, like the midpoint is on the insertion. So really you could use midpoint for this, but see if I move my mouse like that, it says insert. So I'm going to click there. Oh, I'm making a line. That's okay. Looks like my answer is 0.96. The distance from there to there. Oh, that says 0.98. Let's check that. DI enter. Let's just go insertion to insertion. That's giving me 0.98. Let's see if that. Am I crazy? Let's see. 0.984. 0.984 or maybe 0.985. Okay, that's a check. So 0.985. It was 0.985 because DI enter, so I'm going here to here. 0.9849. I just had to round that third decimal up since the last number was a 9, so I rounded that up. Okay. On to the next. Activate rug name to view in new floor plan. Let's see, where's rug? Okay. Grab the left side of the rug and stretch it to the left 1 unit. So here's my rug. And again, we learned about the grips a few minutes ago. So you don't want to get the top. You want to make sure you get the left like this. 1 unit. So I'm just typing 1, enter. What is the new hatch area of the rug? Yikes, looks like I did that wrong. I need to do, I guess, this, and bring it over 1, and then get the hatch and bring it over 1. So I stretched 2 things. Actually, I don't even think I needed to do this one based on the graphic. Really, it's just a matter of getting the hatch, because my picture now matches this. It wanted the hatched area over. So anyway, area is 3.97. And we got it. All right, empty floor plan. Go to the chamfer, view chamfer. Okay, it says modify the hexagon shape using the chamfer and hatch tools to create the image above. Chamfer and hatch. Looks like everything's the same, and these 2 lines basically just get extended, like here and here. To me, I don't know why I would use chamfer. I'm going to use fillet. Just F enter and click on this line and then this line. So I don't know why it's saying chamfer. We can go over chamfer whenever we get a question that actually needs chamfer. Let's check and make sure we did this. Hatchet, H enter, click, then click the hatch. It's going to give me an area 2727.98. 2727.98. Okay. New floor plan, extended lines. New floor plan, view, extended lines. Okay, so this, I'm going to close new floor plan again, hit no. Just so I have extended lines, just so I have it the way it originally was with these 2 lines floating right here. Okay, it says create the 0.5 radius fillet between the 2 lines. So it just wants you to, this little curve right here is happening within this box. So it just wants to use fillet radius, which we've used a lot, with a 0.5 radius. F enter, R enter, 0.5, click, click, it'll give us a nice little curve there. Hatch the highlighted area with H enter. And hatch. Looks like I need to change this to solid. I think the color matters. We'll check the area, 0.0098. No, yes, 0.0098. And we got that. Number 15, open new floor plan. That's where we're at. Perimeter named view. So perimeter. What is the perimeter of the whole building shown in the image above? Now, this is kind of tricky because I have no idea what it's considering the building. To me, these two lines represent a wall. I really don't know, so I'm going to use the hint on this one. It says under the view, hit tab and type area. Select the top left corner of the building. So I just typed in the word area to get into the area tool. Top left corner in the building, then move clockwise, select other four corners of the building. I guess we're just going to try this outside and see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Area 178.2150. 178.22. No. Okay. Why don't I just make a rectangle? I think it's saying from here to here. If I just make a rectangle and then click it, 178.22. Unless it's talking about this. The question is very vague, unless it's. It says select the other four corners of the building. Let's try this. 130.26. 130.26. Nope. Rectangle here to here. Oh, it's asking me for the perimeter, not the area. So the perimeter is under length. Length is the word for perimeter. So 54.50. There we go. Gotta read the question, folks. Okay. Last one that I'm going to do for this section of the video. Open new floor plan, create the hatch pattern, named view, or activate, hatch pattern. Create the hatch with the pattern earth on the floor of the bathroom. What is the area of the hatch? So I'm just going to type in hatch. I'm going to go up here to pattern. I don't think the pattern actually matters. What pattern does it say? Earth? I mean, it's still going to give me the same area, just so you know, but I'll do it the way it says anyway. If I can find the hatch pattern button. There it is, earth. And I'm going to check, enter. Okay, and notice how it goes through the toilet. You're looking for that graphically to make sure you've done everything right before you plug in your answer. So mine looks like that, which is good. So I'm going to click on this, go to area 1.8357. 1.8357. That 5 will round that 3 up to a 4. Check it, and we're good. I'm going to stop there for now. And hopefully this thing is starting to make a little bit of sense. It's just a matter of like getting started, setting everything up correctly is probably the most important part. Like I've got this on the left, this on the right. I've got both of the files. Whatever it asks me to open, I've got them open. If I come to a question that I've already edited, and if I come to a question where it brings me to this polygon that I edited, I just close this thing down and hit no. And then just go up here to the A and reopen it up. That reopens it without any of the changes that I made to it before. So it's just a matter of having these things set up, reading the questions, and just breaking it down into, because I feel like these tools that we're using are not anything advanced or anything crazy. It's just understanding the questions that they're trying to say, and then answering them accordingly. So